Hello, everybody. Is anybody out there? And we have a little bit of a delay. Hello, Aiden. How are you? Happy Thursday. I don't know. This is telling me something. Hey, Sam. I don't know what this is telling me. How's everybody doing? Here, let me bring this a little bit closer so you guys can hear me better. Does that sound better? I know sometimes I'm a little bit far away. Let's see. Let's do this. Okay. Yeah, I'm really glad it's Friday. Tomorrow, sorry, I'm just still getting everything set up. Let me shut this door. So we have a friend coming in town tomorrow for the weekend. Yeah, I realize if I leave the mic too far away, you can't hear me. So we have a friend coming in tomorrow for the weekend, and this room is also the guest bedroom. So as the stream goes on, I'm going to be kind of rotating around the room. So you might notice a different background as I'm going, but I'm going to be listening to the book. So right now I'm currently reading The Tainted Cup, which is a fantasy read, and it's very good. Oh, hello. I'm assuming your name is Kristen because it's the Never Ending TBR in Kristen's Corner. Thank you so much for joining today. I'm so excited that you're here. I'm reading The Tainted Cup. It is fantasy, which is a really good book. So I have only read one Brandon Sanderson book, and that was Trust in the Emerald Sea. And I really liked the vibe of that book. And I would say that The Tainted Cup kind of has similar vibes to it. So if you like kind of like witty characters and that kind of stuff, I would definitely recommend that. I haven't read. So what genre is The Good Girl Complex? And anybody else who wants to share, what are you reading tonight? I also just got. I'm actually surprised. So I signed up for two. Uh-oh. I lagged a little, sorry. I am surprised because I signed up for two arcs, which are both romance books, and I got approved for both. I wasn't expecting that. It's a romance. Okay. So Kristen says their book is a romance. Books and Jams. Hi, found your sprints randomly, but need the accountability to get stuff done tonight. I am editing, cleaning, and maybe reading errands and espionage. Hi, Krista. Nice to meet you. It's so exciting to have some new people here. Sam says they're reading Strange Pictures by Uketsu. So Kristen, I'm assuming you got your name right. And so we have Krista and Kristen, Sam, and Aiden. So I'm really glad you guys joined me today. Really funny. So I've never had this happen before, but if you are on TikTok, I'm sure you've seen the trend of the lizard just hitting the button and saying lizard. And I actually had one of my posts on Instagram go viral, which I've never had happen before, which is crazy. So um and it's just like a silly little video, but I was like so geeked. I actually hit 750 followers over there. So I'm hoping if it works out, I can hit 1,000 followers by the end of the year on Instagram. And then I want to do a giveaway, like giveaway of a book. So I'm kind of excited about that. So, Aiden says, I'm listening to Lillian Boxfish and reading Roar by Cecilia Ahern and trying to identify how many unhinged bingo squares it's going to give me. Yeah. um, so yeah, this week's been really crazy. So I've been listening to it, super stirring it up there. Thank you, Sam. I still haven't got my blood work done, but I do appreciate the reminder. I'm terrible about that. But part of the issue is I just haven't had enough water to drink, and that's going to make it worse. So maybe I'm like subconsciously avoiding it. For those that are new, I'll kind of get into. So I know a lot of other streamers do like 90-minute sprints or an hour-long sprint. So for me personally, 45 minutes is my sweet spot. So my sprints are 45 minutes of reading, 15 minutes of break, 45 and 15. Um, You don't have to interact during the breaks. If you wanna just keep going, that's totally fine. I really don't. Yes, thank you, Sam. I really don't take it personally if you don't wanna interact or anything, but it's just what works for my schedule. It's the closest to the Pomodoro method, which I have found works well for me. So that's what I do. There are other streamers. I don't know of any of them that are active right now, but I could look that do longer sprints, and if you need longer sprints, please don't hesitate to go there. But I do appreciate, people joining. Hi, Servasha, how are you? Okay, cool. Yeah. 30 minutes is just I can't do a long time. It's just too much. So, cool. All right, so actually, I'm gonna do really just a quick like hello, and then I'm gonna go ahead and get into sprinting. I've got a few things I gotta do. I'm gonna be listening to my book, so I'll probably have headphones on when we come back. And then we will reconvene in 45 minutes. And really, for anybody that's new, I really appreciate you being here. And for those that have been here before, welcome back. I'm so excited. And don't forget to please drink water and to stretch your body. Don't be sitting the whole time if you can help it. It's better to move around. So thank you. And I will see you soon. Hello, everybody. Gosh, it got super active once we started our sprint. Let's see who joined in. Okay, so we have Aiden and Sam, Kristen, Krista, Servasha, Christina, Camilla, Allison, and Karina. So we have lots of K names here. Oh my goodness. What is everybody reading? I see Karina said they're reading The Irresistible Urge to Fall for Your Enemy. Who's that by, Karina? Is that part of the Swoony book club? Allison, what are you reading? Yeah, what's everybody reading? Sarvasha, I'm 80%, 87% into Red Clay. Great book. Hi, Kristen. I know. Thanks. I'm glad you're still here. It's funny. I was like, we have Krista, Kristen, Christina. Lots of K's today. So I got a little bit done. I was cleaning the downstairs and then my headset died. Oh, revamp Cosme. Is that for tomorrow, Sam? A silly little goofy romantasy. Oh, okay. See a drink, take a drink. Yeah, I went downstairs and did some cleaning. Okay, let's see. Went downstairs, did some cleaning, was listening to my book. My headset died, so I had to go plug it in. But I got a lot done, which is great. Okay, let's see what we got going on. New hyped released by Brigette Knightley, Silly Goofy Romantasy. Allison finished Beach Read by Emily Henry, thinking of starting a Fate Inked in Blood or Spanish Love Deception. So I've read a Fate Inked in Blood and I enjoyed it quite a bit. Kristen is 30% done with their book club. Late hopping back in because I was filming a very late goal check-in video. I did get a load started in the laundry. That's awesome. Struggling with laundry. Audiobooks make doing chores so much more fun. Yeah. If your headset doesn't die on you. 90% into Red Clay now. That's my audiobook. Page 50 of My Name is Amelia Del Val. Both historical fiction. You typically read historical fiction, don't you, Servasha? I feel like that's kind of your genre. For those that joined, I am reading The Tainted Cup. It is a fantasy book. It's very much like Sherlock Holmes and Watson vibes, which is kind of fun. I like those kind of books. So, so for your goal check-in, what are you doing like your mid-year check-in? Are you doing like a Q3 or check-in or how are you doing that? I need to film videos. I haven't done any in a while. Okay, let's see. Of course, when that happens, it's tragedy, but I also have a backup pair. So I used to have a backup pair of just like the in-ear AirPods, but they died. Like the one died and just will not charge. So I have the AirPod Maxes, which I like, and I can just play it on speaker. But my husband works on Thursday night, so I have to be careful because he's in IT. So let's see. Audiobooks motivate me to do dishes. I'm listening to Saving Five by Amanda Wynn. My book, Roar, is 30 short stories that are basically about the literal embodiment of women's rage and liberation. Nice. I'm not familiar with any of those books, Servasha, and I love historical fiction. Are you liking them? Historical fiction is Servasha's favorite genre, but I read a little bit of everything except horror. Okay. It's your midway through the year check-in, just very late. July got away from me. I totally get it. I feel like July went by so fast. And part of that being that I was like out of town for like a portion of almost every single weekend, or I had people over almost every single weekend. So that's part of the issue. But Red Clay is probably a 6-star. Please read that one. Okay, that's what Servasha says. What time frame is that one set in, Servasha? We're going to look at Red Clay now. Okay. I'm just making some notes while we're talking. Wow, there's 11 people here. Oh my goodness. That's crazy. Y'all are awesome. Yeah, so for this month, I am reading I have a bunch of book clubs. It wasn't planned that way, but okay. Karina says I enjoyed historical fiction, but I don't reach for them often enough. They always make me cry. Yeah, so like I was reading Frozen River and I ended up having to put that one down because of like some of the things that they were addressing in the book. Very, very, very good book. I would recommend it any day, but it just had some things that were a little bit too close to home for me. Servasha says end of Reconstruction. Okay. That makes sense. I'm trying to think. So I'm reading this one. That's my fantasy book club read. And then Danielle and I are doing a buddy read of These Summer Storms over on our Instagram that we're doing together. And then I'm reading Don't Let Him In by Lisa Jewell later this month. And then I also have the Holly Jackson book for Thrills and Chills Book Club, which is hosted over on um Dana's channel, and she's doing the like live discussion on August 20th in the evening. I think she does them at 7. You like reading books that make you cry? Historical fiction makes me so sad. The Women was my latest historical fiction. So good. Okay. Yeah, the last historical fiction I did was The Frozen River. I have a couple like on my shelves that I need to read, but uh Karina said I read These Summer Storms in July. Are you liking it? So I'm like like very in the beginning of it. Like I think I'm probably only like 15 pages in, but it's intriguing. So I'll let you know when I get done with it. Still have time to get Thrills and Chills book. Yeah, you do. Um, I'm not part of the people that are streaming this month, which is fine. She picked different people, but I would definitely check it out. It's fun. Um, the women, okay. So hi Christina. Hey Christina. I'm trying to think if there's anything else we want to talk about. Well, I guess let me ask you this. So let's do since we were talking about check-ins, you do enjoy rich people drama. Oh, so you probably really liked Crazy Rich Asians then. How has everybody's reading goals been going this year? What are you like what was your goal? Have you met it? Have you exceeded it? Will you meet it? So I gave myself a goal of 52 books for the year, and last I checked, I think I'm at 45. So I'm ahead of schedule, and I feel like in the fall I tend to read more. Oh, Witch's Guide to Magical Innkeeping by I'm gonna Sangu Mandana or Mandana. Okay. No goal, just vibes. I know. Sam, you're all about the vibes. I so last year I gave myself a goal of 12. And then I blew that out of the water at 64. Wow. Okay. Kristen says I beat my 75 and raised it to 100 and I'm at 89. So you're probably going to have to change it again. Um so Servasha's at 48 out of 52. So Servasha, this month I have only finished 2 books and I feel behind. My TBR list is always long. Yeah, so I haven't finished a single book yet this month and we're already a week in, but I also have just been like busy. I feel like I'm getting a lot done. My reading goal for this year was 100. I made my goal mid-July. You're coasting now. So when you do you make would you change your goals Camilla, or do you just give yourself the 100 and then keep it? Okay, one of my goals that's already done is to read 10 of my book of the month books, and I've read 11. It's awesome. My initial goal was 40. I'm at 50, or I'm at 32 right now, so you upped it to 50. Okay, that's awesome. Yeah, so I gave myself the goal of 52, which is a book a week. I will definitely pass that. I don't know that I'm going to adjust my goal. I think I'm just going to leave it at 52. But in my personal goal, so like around my birthday, I usually will set my goal, like do like 36 goals for 36 is what I did this year. Um, let's see what. I'm liking this book, but it's rather warm here and I keep falling asleep. I only have 2 hours left, but you keep having to go back. Yeah, I get that. I had to go into the office yesterday and it's a really long drive. I drive for those in the US it's 48 miles one way. So it's like an hour. And I was going to listen to the book yesterday to try and get it like most of the way done cuz I think I only have like 5 hours left on it, but I was so exhausted yesterday morning that I was like I can't listen to a book cuz I'll just fall asleep while I'm driving. So I ended up calling my friend and talking to her. But the reason I was tired is Beetlejuice the musical is in town and I went on Tuesday night to see it with some of my friends. If you have not seen it before, it is really good. I will say it is not kid friendly. I would not take children probably under the age of 13 to it. I would say it's probably PG-13 because they do swear a lot in it, but it's really good. Okay, let's see. Okay. Camilla changed their goal to 150 books. That is incredible. So you'll read like a book every 3 days, give or take, if you hit that goal. That's awesome. Sitting at 23 books ahead of schedule, so I'm not too stressed. I upped my 100 book goal to 175, and that should be easy to hit as I'm currently at 126 read. So when you're doing that, do you count both audiobooks and physical and ebooks? Do you only count, because I know some people don't count audiobooks. I count audiobooks because I feel like it's you're consuming the book, but fun. I love going to musicals for my birthday. I bought myself a season pass to all the ones coming to my town next year. Yeah, so one of the things that's really cool, so I will say, Kristen, you need to see it. If it comes to your area, you need to see it. It's so funny. It's really good. And that was my second time seeing it. So I actually am on the PR list for my local um Broadway company. And so I get free tickets. So I get to pick and choose like kind of which ones I go to, but I try to hit the big ones. So like I had Beetlejuice. I saw the Book of Mormon earlier this year. I saw Hades Town. I'm going to see Beauty and the Beast. Phantom is coming in next year, so I'm trying to get tickets to that. I'm super excited. Okay, yeah, Karina says she counts everything. I do too. I don't think that you should have to sit down and read a book for it to count. I think that as long as you're consuming the content of the book, it doesn't matter. Count everything. Yeah, immersion read, count everything. Okay. Yeah, I was gonna say, what particular shows are you looking forward to? I wonder if you get some are gonna get like some of the same ones that we are. So as part of the PR team, so this was kind of like a random thing. So I've had a blog that I've maintained, dear Lord, for 15 years now, and it changed. So when I started it, it was called Run with Jack B. I'm gonna go ahead and stop our timer since we're chit chatting. Give me one sec. Um, but it was called Run with Jackie B, and it was originally used as a way for me to track my journey to running a half marathon. I got injured like not too long after that, and wasn't able to continue training. I did end up doing them, but it was significantly later. Um, and part of that was connecting with a lot of local bloggers. So I made friends with some local bloggers that had connections with like the local news stations here. So I got to like go and do some really cool like events and stuff, which was awesome. And then I got connected with someone who does the local Broadway stuff here and got on their PR list. And then all I have to do is I have to share a blog post and then I share like social media content, but it's literally just sharing. The one thing I will say is it's not like I get to pick my seat. I get whatever they give me. So, that's kind of one of those things. So, but they're never a bad seat. Lately, if I don't do audio, I don't read as I can't just sit there, which may be another reason I dozed. I have no project right now. Are you like knitting or crocheting something? The others are Kimberly Akimbo, Back to the Future, and Juliet and the Wiz. Is Juliet and the Wiz two separate? I had no idea The Outsiders was a musical. Yeah, I've most excited for Outsiders and Beauty and the Beast. Okay, so I'm pretty sure The Outsiders is coming here, but the one thing I will say is we don't have like we do have a decently sized opera house, but where most of the shows are is on a smaller stage, and so we can't accommodate all of the shows. So that's one thing that I have found that we can't always do that. But I am going to Beauty and the Beast when it comes in town. Okay, they are separate. Okay. That's what I thought cuz I remember doing something about I talked about Kimberly Akimbo on the blog, Back to the Future, Julia, and The Wiz. I really wanted to go see The Wiz when it was coming here. I'm not available the day it's coming, and I'm really bummed. And we had tickets to go see Wicked when it came through my town last year, but we didn't end up getting to go because my sister-in-law was in the hospital. So we ended up having to skip that, which was really a bummer. I've seen it before. So usually crochet, but even like solitaire laundry, diamond painting, anything to keep your hands busy. I get that. Yeah, so that's why I do a lot of like audiobooks when I'm in the car because it's just like mentally easier. I do have actually, I have, so the running joke, I have a crochet project here. Amazing shows coming to Pittsburgh, Newsies, Wicked, Annie, Chicago. I would love to see Annie again. I've seen Annie. I did go to see Chicago. So, I apologize if someone doesn't like what I have to say, but I did not enjoy Chicago. I left like just over halfway through because I was falling asleep. I have heard from multiple people though that the movie is better than the show. Yeah, so I have two projects. I have what's called the Roy Bit. We're calling it the Roy. What was going to be the Roy G Biv blankets. Let me tell you, this is a funny story. So I bought this yarn cake. This was just like a whim purchase, and I bought this yarn cake because it was rainbow, and I wanted to make like a rainbow blanket. Okay. Well, um, the only green, and you can barely tell it's there. The only green in this blanket didn't even go 3/4 of the way around. So instead of it being a Roy G. Biv blanket, it's a Roy Biv blanket. And I'm hoping when I get it done to give it to a friend, but we'll see. I just had never done a granny square blanket, so I was like, oh, I'll try doing this one. So that's kind of where that one is. And I just started working on my very first, sorry, I dropped yarn and there's a cat. Hold on. My very first granny square cardigan. Um, so I've been working on that one, and I guess I like colorful yarn. Hold on, let me show you that. For those that crochet or knit, that over there, that's got to be out of the way. So this is what I'm working on for myself. So it's a very bright, um, it will be very brightly colored. So this is one part of it. And then it will have a hood and it will have, like, I'm going to make it longer as I go. Maple, are you going to come say hi to everybody? You want to come say hi? I don't know if she's going to today. So yeah, so I always have like 3 or 4 projects going. I have another one that I'm working on for a friend. Um, yeah, it's unfortunate about the, the green. And there's no more green. There's not going to be any more green. Your granny square cardigan is going to take 400 years at the rate you're going. Yeah, so I started this when I went to Chicago on the train, so I had like 4 hours. Um, and I really liked this yarn, but I was debating making a baby blanket with it, but it felt almost too much, like kind of in your face. Oh, here's Maple. Say hi. Yeah, say hi. So, But yeah, so I'm always working on something, and I also knit too, so I'm sure I've got a knitting project somewhere in this house. But I gave myself a goal to start and finish a project for myself, so this is what I have landed on. But of course, I just came across another one. Let me see if I have a picture of it that I really want to do. I don't know if I saved a picture, but it's like these. It's not granny squares, but it's squares. Yeah, it's a maple siding. Say hi. This is Maple. Hey, say hi. I have 3 cats for those that don't know. This is Maple. She's the baby. She hangs out with me the most. And then I have an all black cat that's Leela. And Leela was the one who got sick last month. And then I have a orange boy named Fry. So Fry and Leela after Futurama. I'm trying to see if I don't know where my hmm. I must have gone over it. But I have like their like little cat squares that I really want to make a blanket on. So I just bought some yarn for that too because you can never have too many projects. So that's kind of where I'm at, but I don't know where. I thought I had it pulled up. I guess I don't. But I have NetGalley pulled up 20 million times on my list. Jeez. I was having issues getting into it the other day and I got approved for an ARC, so I was trying to get in and um fix my account. Yeah. Maple. Hi baby. All right. So it is 9:12. To be honest, I wish I would have named my orange cat Fry. He's very much yeah, my orange boy is very stupid. But I love him. So he's a good boy. He's just dumb. But all right. So it is 9:13. I'm going to go ahead and move us into our next sprint. So again, it's 45 minutes with a 15-minute break. Enjoy your reading. Please, please, please drink your water. My goal is to finish this in the next sprint. And then I will see you on the other side. Bye. I was so into my book, I didn't even realize the sprint ended. How'd that go for everybody? Jeez, this hair. I think I finished t- 2.5 chapters of my book. I'm doing pretty good. Right now they're trying to figure out like who done it, who murdered, who caused the explosion, etc., etc. My part changed again, I just noticed. That's fine though. I'm listening to the book and it's a British narrator and I love a good British narrator. So, I'm going to switch this. Hold on. I feel like it wants to lay this way. I had it pulled back cuz I was moving around a lot. Read a bit but got distracted tidying. Yeah, I cleaned, so we have, like I said earlier, someone coming to visit this weekend, so I cleaned the guest bathroom during that last sprint and listened to my book. And then my library is also the guest room, so I started getting that ready to transition all of the put the air mattress in here and stuff. So, just slowly arranging things around. Read a bit but got distracted playing kibble soccer with the cats. Yeah, Maple came in and out. She saw my yarn and got really excited. Oh, I also on that last sprint looked up, this was the other crochet project I was talking about. You can kind of see it's like different cats. So I bought the pattern and then I ordered some yarn. But I'm gonna do colorful backgrounds of black cats. So that's what I'm gonna do. And I'm sure it's gonna take me forever. Only got 5% more done of the Good Girl Complex. So I'm at 35%. It's an easy read. Reminds me of Goodwill Hunting meets Real Housewives. Nice. Um, Aiden says yes, but they bat the pieces of kibble around first, and then I have to wash the floor. So cute. Yeah, definitely super cute. Yeah. So I am in this group on Facebook called Bitch Let's Crochet. And it popped up and it's actually made by one of the people in the group. It's her pattern. I've never done this type of crochet before, so I'm not really sure what to expect. But I just got a bunch of like different colors to play around with. I was gonna try to use the yarn I have, but I buy a lot of size 4 yarn, and this called for like DK or sport. So the sleepies are hitting me really hard though, if you can't tell. I just noticed my nails like dirty. So but yeah, so I'm getting this room set up, and then of course one of the cats got sick during that sprint, so I got to clean that up. And then I got to clean up my office a little, and then I'll do the dishes in the morning. But I mean, overall, our house is not it's not messy. It's just like the random chores. I bought a tiny crochet kit last week to try crochet out. You do not have high hopes. Well, if you need help, just let me know. I've had a few people try to teach me how to crochet, and to be honest, it didn't work. And I honestly think it's because I'm left handed and they weren't. So I needed to learn everything backwards. And so ultimately, at the beginning of last year, I just decided to watch a couple YouTube tutorials. And there's something about the way that the videos are recorded, my brain was able to translate because a lot of times it's like recording from the top down. So I was able to flip it. Or if I was watching someone from the front, it's correct for me because it's like the mirror version of it. I don't know, but I was able to finally figure it out. My issue was tensioning. I could never get the tension right, and everything would just be like way too loose. So now I've been able to figure that all out. So, and I've made a couple baby blankets and started working on, I made like little hearts for people for Galentine's Day this year, and then did a few other things. So, I would love to get into more complicated stitches, so that cat pattern does appear to be a little bit more complicated because it's like the pattern is like squares and you do a color per square. So, oh yeah, Camilla says you learned from YouTube. I'm left-handed as well. They have a few left-handed videos. Sam says, if I get a loose sad mushroom, I will still be pleased. Honestly, you just got to start somewhere. And at least with the kits, it's pretty it's pretty i- if you mess it up, you can always pull it apart. Like, you don't have to cut it. You can wait until you're done and then cut everything too. So, finished red clay. It was so good. Good job, Servasha. Third, the lefties learning to crochet. Yeah, I keep hearing a weird sound. I don't know what that is. I didn't do very good with my water, but oh well. Also, I don't know if anybody else is on TikTok and has been seeing those like new canvas Crocs. I bought a pair, so now I have to buy all my accessories. So I was like listening to the book and shopping too. And I'm also trying to I tried to do it last month, it didn't happen. I tried to do a one blog post every day on my blog. Wasn't able to get it done. I just like got way too busy. So I was sitting down trying to figure out how much like how far I got cuz some of the posts I can't do until like the day before. So I was kind of planning that out too. And then I also am doing on my Bookstagram, I do a daily photo challenge, and I think I only got through today. So I was looking at that because you can schedule if you have the, I don't know if you can do it on any account, but I do have the ability to pre schedule. So some of the photos, not all, but some are scheduled ahead of time so that I'm not having to do it every single day. So that I can do things like go to Beetlejuice. But, um, what was I going to show you guys? There's something else I was going to show you guys, and I can't remember now. I honestly don't remember. I think I'm what I might do, and I haven't decided yet. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to only work on the Roy Biv blanket while I'm streaming so that it's kind of like a stream blanket. And then depending on like how it turns out, maybe I'll keep it and it will just be part of the stream. I was thinking that might be kind of fun. So, and then for those that are new to the stream, several of the people that are in the stream are part of a virtual silent book club, and we meet every other Friday roughly. I mean, it doesn't happen that way every time, but we do have a meeting tomorrow night at 8 p.m. I won't be able to be there. I have a wedding to go to tomorrow. Um, and the reception's at like 8. So I won't be able to join. But if you would like to join, there's a link in my profile. If you scroll through my links, it's in there. And it's hosted by Allison, who was, I don't know if she's still here, but Allison was in the chat earlier. And so we just get together and read for an hour. The commemorative Roy Biv blanket framed in the background. Depends on how big it gets, Sam, because I mean, it's already pretty large and I have quite a bit to go. So we'll see. But that blanket, yeah, it might have to be. Come tomorrow. This kid right here is hosting it. Will be a party. Yeah. So Sam's hosting it tomorrow because Allison's not available. But there is a meeting tomorrow and then one in 2 weeks. So, and then we did just do for those that are interested in joining. We did a virtual blind date with a book exchange. We just had our meeting a couple weeks ago, and we're gonna do another one this winter, probably around the holidays. So I'm working on coordinating that. And then we're also working on Sisterhood of the Traveling Book, where you read and annotate a book, send it to the next person, and everybody annotates and gives their thoughts in it. And then at the end of the rotation, you get your book back with everybody else's notes. And I found the cutest, I meant to tell you guys this. I found the cutest little stickers on TikTok. Did not end up buying them, but I added them to my cart, and it was like clear, but it says like, "Oh my gosh," or "I can't believe that," or "I can't whatever." So, tag me, I want to play, okay? Yeah, so I mean, so if you join Kristen on the Good night, Camilla. Thank you for joining. If you go to the link in my profile, it's on the bookclubs.com. and join that. That's kind of where I'm posting everything for like the blind date with the book exchange and then the Sisterhood of the Traveling Book. That is name pending. We might do something different for that. That's a little more gender neutral, but I just for now that's what we're doing. It's probably going to be like a round robin type thing, but that's not going to be till next year. At this point, because the holidays were not going to be a good time for us to start that. And I've got to coordinate Sam, our lovely Canadian friend. So we're trying to figure out how to make it so Sam's not having to send books back to the United States and us to her or them, excuse me. So we will make sure we do it right. Siblinghood, yeah. I was trying to come up with something fun. I'm honestly, Aiden, I have a few ideas up in the ticker, so I'm trying to figure that all out. But that's something we're looking at doing for next year, and then we are doing a blind date with a book virtual exchange in December. So we'll draw names. I think was saying like October. Thank you, Sam, for reminding me because I couldn't remember. So, but I got to get on all of that. I feel like the fall time tends to get really crazy for me, so trying to be good. Here I am in another country and not conforming to gender. You're not making things difficult at all, Sam. We want you to be included, and I am sorry that I used the wrong pronoun. I don't like to do that to you, so it's very important for me that I don't. I think I'm just getting a little tired, so I apologize. Um, I do think Sam, like maybe you and I can chat. I wish I could be there tomorrow, but maybe you and I can chat. We can kind of figure out your portion of the round robin piece, um, and how we want to do all of that. We were just jealous you live in Canada and we don't. I mean, I'm basically Canada. All your smoke is here. Our air quality got up to 155 the other day. I don't know if anybody else in chat lives where the air quality gets bad, but it was bad. I could not breathe. As an asthmatic, it was terrible. So I think 155 was the highest I saw air quality wise. We're back down now, but we need a runner to meet at the border and exchange them. Yeah, we actually joked about that because I am in the lovely state of Michigan, which like Windsor's like an hour from me. So the joke was that I would go yeah, book smuggling fun is that I would go into Windsor and then use the Canadian Post and send it from there. Um and that might be something we end up trying to do. But ultimately that's kind of what I'm trying to figure out. And then I was also thinking that there's another person that does it that lives close by. So in an effort to make it cost effective for everybody, I could just hand deliver if I have them after me. I can hand deliver my books to them, get all of the books, and then I'll cover the cost of mailing to Sam. So we're just trying to figure it all out. But for the blind date with the book exchange, you only send one book. So that wasn't too bad cost wise. So, but yes, that all being said, if you would like to join, check out the book clubs, book.clubs or bookclubs.com, link on my bio. Join the virtual silent book club. And that's where we're going to be like talking about all of that. I'm hoping to put something out for the blind date with a book exchange that's going to happen around Christmas time. I'll probably put the information out there later this month and then have the draw date in mid October so people have time to shop, buy books, and mail. Because we all know that once like November, like US Thanksgiving hits, it tends to get crazy for shipping. So that's kind of where we're at. But all right, so we're going to do one more sprint and we only have 45 seconds left in our little break that went by so fast, you guys. I love chatting with you guys. But we'll do one more round of sprints, so 45 minutes, then we'll reconvene at the end. So we're going to end around like 11 or shortly after. If you have to go to bed, please don't feel like you have to stay up. I appreciate you taking the time to be here and spend time with us, and I'm excited to have made some new friends. So remember to drink your water and make sure to stretch your body. And I will see you guys in 45 minutes. Bye. Happy reading. Okay. That went by so fast. I always feel like the last one flies by. I only listened probably for like 10 minutes to my book, and then I ran around and did a few more things around the house. So definitely went a little bit quicker this time. I'm hosting a budgets and barbecue party with some friends later this month because they all want to set up budgets. And while I'm not very good at following a budget, I am good at making them. So I'm doing a little like presentation on all the different options of ways you can budget and all these different things that you can do to help save and all that stuff. So it's just kind of a fun thing. And then we're going to do a barbecue too. So I was working on that and I think that just like I sucked into it. So, oh, Sam says this book just went off the rails. Much better twist than Sager pulls off. Thanks, Aiden. Yeah, so Justin and I, and it's been a while now, but there was a point where we had no credit card debt. And that was probably 6 years ago, I want to say. We did really good. And then we just have had like a rough couple of years, which we've talked about before. And so we've made some bad financial decisions. So we have to kind of like catch back up. But as part of that, we did create a budget. We follow a budget. We have weekly budget meetings. We discuss where the money's going most of the time. Sometimes it doesn't, you know. Doesn't happen if I'm out of town or he's busy, but it helps us kind of keep on track. So, but yeah, I do all my budgeting on Excel, but I know there's people that do paper, and so I'm going to talk about the different styles of budgets that you can do. And then I'm also going to talk about like how you can manage it, either paper or Excel. There's programs you can download, apps you can download if you are a little bit more tech savvy. So I'm going to talk about all of that, and then I'm also going to talk about debt payoff, debt consolidation, all of that kind of stuff. Just in case they have that, because I don't know a single millennial that doesn't have credit card debt. So, I switched up the laundry and I'm eating dinner. What are you having for dinner? I had cereal. I did not feel like cooking, so I had cereal. We also had kind of like a filling lunch, so I wasn't super hungry. But Aiden would like you to offer us a crash course in Excel, Sam. I would love that. It's so in regards to budgeting, I love like money management and all of that kind of stuff. I wouldn't want to do it for a career, but I do really love it. I saw that. Oh, Karina went to bed. Yeah. Shepherd's pie. I love shepherd's pie. We haven't had that in so long. It's not really a good summery food here. Oh my goodness, your voice is crunchy. Come here. Come here. She's staring at me like I have offended her ancestors. So yeah, I was working on a little presentation, then I was gonna try to put together a little packets for them to take home. Sam says I could, but my skills are rudimentary. Your adaptation spreadsheet is much nicer than me. I'm team giant formulas and tabs for work purposes. Yeah, so I'm good at like the day in and day out stuff, like, the mathematics and like tagging and connecting things, but you had a ton of mashed potatoes as leftovers. That's a smart use of them. Maybe I'll make shepherd's pie next week. Even if it is hot. It sounds really good. I just don't like to run the oven very much in the summer because it just gets really hot in here. I've been told I put too many words in spreadsheets. So part of my day job is we do a lot of shorthand, so I don't have that issue, but I tend to overcapitalize things that don't need capitalization. I do in comments recreationally, yeah. Well, So yeah, I've been like working on that, and then I am going on a retreat with some girlfriends. I love presentations, Sam. If you have, yeah, just shoot me a message. I love making presentations. It's like one of my favorite things. So, but yeah, so I'm just trying to kind of, I feel like I'm already, well, and I also posted for those that were here. I did post the blind date with the book exchange for December over on the book club site. So if you want to go check that out and sign up, it's there. I wanted to get that done because if I didn't do it now, I would forget. But we're not drawing names till like late October, early November. So it has gives everybody a little bit of time to, get their book ordered and all of that stuff and mailed out. So I wanted to get that done. Plus, I want to put on my calendar. And I picked Friday, December 5th, because it seemed like it would be better for us to do it earlier in the month. And Friday nights, I think, are not as busy during the holiday season for people. I hope. Okay, I'll fill you in on the scheme on Discord. I already gave Aiden the pitch. Hmm. Okay, sounds good. I'm always down. I and I have PowerPoint too. I don't know what system you want. I'm hungry for mashed potatoes and mushroom gravy. Yeah. Mashed potatoes are like literally when people ask me what my favorite food is, I don't say like salad or nachos. I say mashed potatoes. I love mashed potatoes. I am Irish, so I wonder if that's why, but I love a mashed potato. And I don't care if they're chunky or creamy, whatever. I like a mashed potato. There's very few mashed potatoes I'll say no to. Yeah, I do have PowerPoint. Yep. So but yeah, no, just let me know. I love it. And it's interesting because in my previous job, I did a lot of presentations because I worked in global digital marketing. So we did a lot of presentations on statistics and things that we were seeing with the websites and all that. Insert nerdy stuff here. And then in my current job, I don't do a lot of presenting and I don't make a lot of presentations. It's more like reporting and documenting. So the best way to describe what I do is case management. And so I don't present ever, which I'm fine with. I don't like, you would think I would like it. I do not like to give presentations, but I will make them like it's my job. And I'm really meticulous about spacing and color coordinating and font sizes and all that stuff. So I don't get to do it much at my current position, and I don't plan on leaving this job anytime soon just because it has some stability. So, but yeah, no, let me know. Just shoot me a message. If I can't look at it tonight, I'll look at it tomorrow. We'll figure it out. I love doing that kind of stuff. So, um, that being said, Sarvasha, you said you started your physical book. Which one are you reading? Did you say? I don't remember. If you're still here, Sarvasha might be gone. I wish my brain could work like that, but nope. Yeah. I used to be glossophobic. Is that fear of presenting? I don't know the exact term. Google. Yeah, fear of public speaking. Um, so I don't really have, it's not the fear of public speaking. This is very going to sound very odd, but when I give presentations, and it's happening a little bit here, it's not too bad. Um, I turn red and I don't know what it is. Like when I'm really stressed out, I'll get like really red on my chest. I'm not doing it right now, but like I'll flush a lot. And it's not a bad thing. Um, but I get more worried that I'm going to flush and then I'm embarrassed about that. If that makes sense. Like cuz I know I can present. Obviously, I can sit here and talk to you guys and be on camera and it doesn't bother me like at all, especially like if I know what I'm talking about. But I will say it's not my first choice and it's not something I would like to do. Like I don't have any desire to make a career out of it. But I like to be more behind the scenes person. I don't like to be front and center. though I'm sure my streaming would not make you believe otherwise. Stress hives. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, it's definitely so it's a blessing and a curse, right, Sam? Because one of the things that they have found, studies that they have done, is that people who blush easy tend to be considered more trustworthy because we literally cannot hide things. Our skin lies to us, right? So that is something that I've heard is that we're more trustworthy, but it is bad and it was so bad. So like when we were in high school, I have dermatographism as well. So when you like touch, it's not so much my face. Um you sound like Flounder and Scuttle from The Little Mermaid had a baby? What? No. That is an interesting combination. I'm like trying to picture it now. Huh. I'm sure people aren't listening to your voice and thinking that though. They're probably like paying attention to what you're saying. But I have something called dermatographism. So when you like touch my skin, it gets really 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 red. Like really red. And you could actually like write names on me and stuff like that. So when I was in high school and we would be making out, you could see everywhere we had kissed my skin. So I could never hide it ever. Oh, when you speak in a public setting, does your pitch go up when you do that? I know some people have that. Cause like I've had that before when you get yeah, it's bad, Aiden. It's really bad. But yeah, I'll have to show you guys on one like not when I'm streaming, but I'll like do something on my neck so you can kind of see it. But it's really bad, more like on my neck and my trunk. And then also like sometimes in the arms. But I mean, it doesn't bother me anymore. Like I've had anxiety for years, so I get red randomly. Just I can be just sitting here doing nothing, and it happens. It's just part of my body thinking I'm like stressed. So you kind of get used to it over time, but it's not too bad. We just didn't know if there was anything like if there was something wrong with me, or when you're super excited, no, you just make up words or glitch, go off on tangents. I do that too, though. I can do that too. Oh, also, I finished it. That was my goal to finish it by the end of stream. Well, by the end of the sprint before this one. But I tangent as well. If you haven't noticed, I mean, how many things have we talked about in this last break? Let me pause that. Okay, so it is 11:11. Make a wish. I do have myself scheduled. I believe it's Thursday. I just want to make sure it is posted on like my posts on YouTube, but I just want don't make a kill me, Sam. Yeah, so I am scheduling next scheduled for next Thursday night, same time to do sprints. Any made up words that are especially memorable. Oh, yeah, that's a good one. What did I've said? I have like the spoonerisms where I'll flip letters. Like if that makes sense. I've actually had a whole situation where my brain just totally glitched and I told everybody that I was going to eat a battery, but I 100% meant waffle. So my brain went battery. Oh, Aiden, you'll be traveling. Okay. That's okay. We'll miss you though. Um, but yeah, so I am scheduled next Thursday and then same time, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard. And then the week after that, I'm planning to stream um Friday at 7 p.m. Excuse me, sorry. Um, so that Thursday, Disney's doing the a Goofy movie like 30-year anniversary thing. So I'm going on Thursday night to see that in theaters, which I'm super excited about. So I'm doing it on Friday. I know we have a virtual book club that meeting or that day. So my plan is to start at 7:30, so we're sprinting when that starts. So that will be Friday the 22nd at 7:30 or 7 depending on how it pans out. But that's my plan, and then at the end of the month I'm planning to do Thursday. So in general, I'm going to be doing Thursdays, but that particular week I'm going to see a Goofy movie, and I didn't want to do the 20th because that's when Dana's Thrills and Chills book club is for anybody else that wanted to join that. So I was trying not to bump up against her stuff. So she's a new friend. I don't want to take away from her if I can help it. And if you're really interested, you should do that one. It's that new Holly Jackson book. Oh my gosh. She's Not Dead. Oh, now my brain. Hold on. It's getting late, guys. Sorry. Oh, Not Quite Dead Yet. That premise of that book looks so good. So that's on the 20th over on Dana's stream. I could not remember what a watering can was for the life of me the other day, and I mix up marshmallows and mushrooms all the time. I'll ask someone eating s'mores if they like mushrooms. I've done that. Oh, my favorite thing that I've shown up is like they couldn't remember the word for aquarium. It's the sellers on TikTok, and they said the water zoo. So I think if you did a marshmallow mushroom combo, you would have to do, I would think, a mushroom that's more on the sweeter side, like a cremini. I think that would probably be okay. I personally wouldn't do it, but I think that would be where you could maybe do it. I love mushrooms. They're one of my favorite. Still not mashed potatoes, but they're one of my favorites. I'm one of I'm like the only person in my family that actually likes them too. So I never get them unless we're out to eat and I can get them. But alrighty, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap up here. Thank you again. It was really nice to meet you, Kristen. I appreciate you joining the stream, and I hope you get to come back, and I'll shoot over to you and give you a follow too. Um, I, as always, am grateful for everybody that takes time out of their busy schedule to hang out with me and read. Oh yeah, gelatin-free marshmallows. Yeah, I forgot about that, Sam. Okay, sorry. As always, I appreciate everybody taking time out of their busy schedules to be here and spend time with me and reading. And please make sure to take care of your body, take care of your mind. And if you find a good book that you really like, please don't hesitate to share. I'm always open to adding more to my already very long TBR. Have a great evening, and I will see you next week. Bye. Oh, let me get this done. There we go. Bye.